Hey, so in this recording, we're going to go over importing data into the portal in bulk via the Excel files. The way this is done is by selecting this plus button at the top in your portal, going to import options and more. From here, you'll see a bunch of different types where you can import data to. So whether it's devices, you're importing contacts, accounts, documents, sites, etc. This is where you'll select what you're looking to import. For the example, we'll go with devices, and then from there we'll select the import devices button. From here, you'll see this file import option. All objects will have this option in the portal, so you'll be able to go to file import and we'll provide you a sample Excel file which you can then download and import your data in bulk into. So again, whether it's agreements, accounts, contacts, devices in this case, they're all going to have this file import option. From there, you can go ahead and download the file just from there, and just to show you what the sample looks like, I'll bring it up here. So in the sample here, we kind of enter in some just sample data, so you can see what it should look like in terms of the import in the spreadsheet. The columns will be in here. We note not to adjust these columns themselves, but we apply some additional information here just so you can see kind of what it would look like, the different columns. I'm going to go ahead and clear out the data, and then we'll kind of go over going through the process. So I've gone ahead, as mentioned, just kind of cleared these out, and then I'll go through the process of how the import will actually work. The first thing to note is the only required columns here would be the company, the site, the device type, and then the host name. So in this case, I'll just kind of fill in some information to go through the import. And make sure we have what's into the required fields. From there, there's additional information you can add in. It's handy if you're looking to import devices in bulk in this case, or if it's accounts in bulk, you kind of just paste them into the columns as needed from a spreadsheet. But you can fill in the additional information as needed for the built-in fields. Whether it's like make, model, the manufacturer, IPs, etc. You can kind of fill this out as needed using, again, that sample data that was in there to start with as your sample. And you can go through if there's adding notes, etc. You'll have fields for that as well. One additional thing to note at the end here is where it shows templates. We actually give you the ability to import data in bulk to templates. So if you're using custom templates on objects, you can import data into those template fields as well. The way it works is there's a kind of an example here to start. If you have additional fields that you need to add data to, you can just complete this through the different columns. I'll do this one first to start. I did apply a template. I think it was called, let me check the name of it. So for the sample, I just called it device template. And you're going to fill out this information based on the template that's created. Section 1, and again for the test, I just named it device template, the section is section 1, field 1. Then we can put a value in here. Template information. So that's what's going to import in this case. But again, you just fill it out like you would the rest of the file. Once this is done, I'm going to go ahead and save it. And then back here in the portal, we're going to go ahead and import that file. From there, we'll select upload. On this area, it's going to give us kind of a listing of what's being imported. In this case, the information from there. It won't show the template columns here because they're kind of custom, but they are present. You have a toggle here. If it exists already, you can overwrite it. So this is handy if you're updating devices. It will match by the name, and it will look to update the existing. So if we already had, for example, a server called new server in this company, it would match and overwrite the existing, or we could toggle this off and we'll just add a new one. To select import, if it's successful, you'll get a successful option here. If there's an issue, for example, if I was trying to import to that site that was listed there and that site didn't exist, I would get an error here saying the site didn't exist. Or if the company that I was importing to didn't exist, I get an error saying the company didn't exist. In this case, it's successful. You'll see successful here. And then back in the portal, if we just go look up that company and devices, servers that we just imported to, we see the new one that we imported here. We didn't add in a ton of information, but you'll see what we did add. And this also shows to that custom device template that we have added, the section and the field. We have the information from the Excel file there as well. So that's the process in terms of importing via the Excel files. Again, this covers all the object types that you have option for here. So whether your accounts, configs, devices, documents, all the way down to like sites, cabinets, etc. They all have that file import option that I mentioned when you go to the page. And then you can follow the process there. But if you do have any questions on this, feel free to reach out to us at support@itportal.com. Thanks.